Yeah, we've talked about it. There's been some ups and downs, some really good games, some really off games. So just trying to, really focus on that consistency factor and, not worrying about the wins and losses, but being able to come out of every game saying we played the right way, we played the way we intended to play, and let the results take care of themselves.
What are the biggest things you've focused on from a team standpoint?
Yeah, we talked about playing connected a lot, winning the lines, managing the puck, letting our speed be effective off the rush, not trying to play a Harlem Globetrotters style of game where we're feathering passes here and there, but just working for our offense and, being sound defensively and responsible and letting the offense happen from that.
As you kind of look at this week with two important divisional games, what can we look for on Wednesday to know that you guys are on your game in the first?
Yeah, I think, like I said, playing to our strengths. We have good skaters on this team. We have guys that can make plays. So just playing well defensively and positionally, and letting our offense come from that. Just coming up together as a 3, 4, 5-man unit, whatever that particular opportunity calls for. Good support position, and making plays when they're there, and being okay with putting pucks behind their D and working to get it back and creating offense that way if the situation calls for that.
You guys have had a top 10 power play, top 10 PK, and it seems like in some moments have kind of lived and died by the special teams. Are you okay with the amount that the power play and penalty kill can impact a certain game, or would you rather be a little bit more reliant on 5-on-5 play?
Well, I mean, if you look ahead to the playoffs is, a lot of times it's a 5-on-5 game, but special teams can win and lose you games, and I don't think it's fair to say we're reliant on it, so to speak. It's obviously a nice supplement when that is working, but I think that speaks to the way we want to play. Even strength and 5-on-5 is tilting the ice and playing more in our offensive zone, and in doing that and playing our rush game, I think we're going to be on the power play more. So that's I think those all go hand in hand.
Lastly, it seems like Drew's really settled in here over the last few weeks. Have you seen a different Commesso, a bit more composed and comfortable out there?
Yeah, certainly when he's on, it's very noticeable. Like he makes every save, kind of look like an easy one, even though they're not. Always in position and makes himself look big there in the net. So definitely saw that from him on Friday. And you have, I think since he's gotten back from his stint in Chicago, you've seen a lot more of that from him.
Been here about a month or two now. Has there been any adjustment period when you have coaching changes, or maybe since we're more at a developmental level, maybe it's been more consistent?
Adjustment for me or for the team?
Both.
Everybody. I can speak for myself. It's been a huge adjustment. Yeah, just the day-to-day, the time into, for me, learning about the team, learning the systems that were in place, learning everybody's roles within those systems, how we want to play. Klink and Mac, Will, Smitty have been great in helping me get up to speed. And I think as I settle in and learn more about the team and the team structure that we want to play, it'll allow me to fall back on, kind of what I've been doing more of the last 10, 11 years, is that individual development and work with guys to help them grow individually, but also grow within our team structure to help the team perform better.
What were those first couple weeks like for you coming in here?
It was pretty crazy. It was the saying "drinking through a fire hose," but I just learning the routines, the schedules. I knew what I didn't know, but I think there was a lot that I didn't know was even part of you know, the responsibilities of coaching. But like I said, the staff, Clink, Mac, Will, have been fantastic, and that was my goal coming in, was to try to make this as seamless as possible for the players, and they played a huge part in that.
Those first couple of games were kind of rough. Was there a moment when it started clicking, like, oh, yeah, I can do this. This will be all right?
Yeah, I mean, I think the first few games, I know we didn't get the results, but 2 out of the 3 of them we played pretty good hockey, and you know, you just tell the team, if you play like that, you're going to win more games than you lose. So, yeah, I mean, just as far as that, and as far as me, like changing lines, the bench, and pre-scouts and all that, it was an adjustment, but I feel like I'm settling in.
What's the biggest thing you've learned, or most surprising thing?
Just there's no off switch. I mean, it's at the rink, the hours that you're here, when you're home, watching hockey on TV. I'm starting to watch it in a different way, more of like coach's perspective as opposed to development or a scout or even a fan. And that, yeah, you take it home with you. You're still doing video at home. Just always preparing for the next day or the next game or the next week or stretch of games.
Yeah, it's been really nice to get into the swing of things. It was great, you know, being able to get experience up, and I think that helped me a lot. I think coming back down ever since then, I've just really felt really confident. You know, my game has gotten a lot faster, and I just feel like a much better goalie from it, and I think my play recently displays that. And yeah, just kind of continue to build one game at a time, and you know, I'd never really look too far forward or too far back. You know, it's just the next game and next practice. So continue doing that and continue to get good results.
What did you learn from that NHL game?
I think just, you know, the speed and the pace, and you know, just trying to be ahead of the play. I think there everything happens faster, and me realizing that has allowed me to play a little bit quicker down here. And it allows me to read the play better and just be a little bit ahead of pucks, which I feel like, you know, if you watch my games recently, I feel like I'm doing a good job of kind of beating plays instead of meeting them. So I'll continue to do that.
I think you mentioned even before that you were trying to get set a little bit earlier. And did that just kind of emphasize the need to do that?
Exactly. I think a few weeks, just especially in practice at the NHL level, it's much faster. And you know, I think when you're playing the AHL level, it's still extremely fast. But it's kind of realized me that, you know, I can play at that level. I can't play at that pace all the time, whether I'm up there or down here. And you know, that's just something that I kind of brought down with me. And you know, I feel like it's been helping me a lot. And you know, helps our defensemen too when, you know, I'm reading plays a little bit earlier and we're all communicating, makes their job easy too. So continue doing that.
Does it matter just moving a little bit earlier so that you can get set, or kind of looking up more to see what the play is, or
I think it's movement, and it's also mentality too. You know, my mentality's just been, you know, to beat every single play and to be set for every single shot and be as square as I can. And I think first that just comes with my mentality. And I know I have, you know, the physical tools, and I'll keep working on them. But yeah, the mentality of getting there quicker has been really big for me.
Is there anything else you've been working on, or just focusing on mentally?
Yeah, I've been working a lot on east-west play, so slides. You know, it's just staying more compact, and you know, it's funny. I think I'm the biggest critic of myself, and I think if you look at my game now, even compared to 2 months ago, like, you'll find pretty big differences. And I'll give a lot of credit to Matt Smith, the goalie coach here, who's really just been tremendous to me. And you know, he finds things to work on all the time, and so that's kind of one thing we're picking on now. And but to be honest, I think the biggest thing that's kind of changed for me is just the off ice, my mental approach to the game. The last month or so, I've been doing a lot of work with the great mental coaches here, and it's just been helping me a lot. Just stay present, stay focused, and stay really clear when I'm on the ice. I'm just present, and you know, I feel like that's allowing me to have a lot more success.
Are you still doing that meditation?
Yeah, just, you know, more the same. Honestly, a lot of the same stuff that's been working great, and then just implementing little habits too that just helps myself. And everyone's different, but I'm starting to find out what works for me.
Get the nod on Saturday, and what are you looking forward to as far as being in front of the home fans again?
To be honest with you, I'm just focused on Wednesday. We have a huge game on Wednesday against Milwaukee, who's always a tough team. So I'll be ready for Saturday when it comes, but honestly haven't started thinking about it. I've just been preparing to have the best practice I could today, and then tomorrow be ready for a great team. It's going to be a great test for us.
Last time we chatted, you were kind of talking about how important the communication is with all the different D pairs, all the different D corps. Can you talk a little bit about how important it is to grow that relationship off ice and also carry it on to the ice as well?
I think it's huge. I think this being my second year, I'm a little bit more comfortable, and we're all comfortable with each other, especially all the defensemen. Like, we're always talking to each other in the locker room, and I feel like this year I have a much more of a leadership type of role in the locker room where we have a younger team, and even at college I was a guy that liked to step up in the room when needed and say things. And but yeah, we have a lot of leaders on the team, so it makes my job not too difficult in that sense. But yeah, as a defensive unit, we're all together. We all take responsibility, which I think is huge, and it allows us to grow off the ice, and I think it reflects on the ice as well.
I think it's been way better. I think at the start it's always tough coming your first year into pro, kind of getting the pace, and there's stronger guys, bigger guys, faster guys. So just to have been playing the 30 game, I've been feeling way better now.
What are the biggest changes or adjustments you've been able to make?
Just being more comfortable with the puck. I think holding on to pucks. At the start I feel like I was maybe throwing a bit of pucks, but now Gutty and Slags, I've been playing with them lately, and they've been doing a good job to open space for me, so I just got to hold on to it a bit more.
What goes into that, I guess, just confidence, and then...
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I think the first thing's for sure confidence. I think you're a first-year guy, you kind of look towards other players too, like kind of get stuff from Gutty. Gutty's really good with his poise and kind of keeping the puck on his stick, so kind of looking at him makes my game better too. So.
You talked about, I think, over the summer working on your skating and getting your legs all the way back to where they were, and do you feel like that's worked out well? You've been able to keep up pace-wise?
Yeah, I think that's my biggest thing, my speed, my skating, so I got to keep working on that, and I think I did a good job this summer. Just got to keep focusing on that.
You play such a kind of feisty game when you're going up against much older, bigger players than you have before. How has that translated against them?
Yeah, I think it's definitely not like juniors that they fall everywhere. They're kind of more solid and they're bigger guys, but I think that's what I gotta keep bringing for our team. That energy I think is huge for us. We got a young team also. We got some young guys, and I think they build off that. So I gotta keep doing that.
Have you been able to get under their skin just as well?
Yeah, a bit. I think it's definitely they're mentally stronger, so it's a bit hard. But I think I got to keep playing with that edge and keep getting there.
You've taken fewer penalties, it seems like, than last year, and I know that's something you were working on, is towing the line a little bit better.
Yeah.
What's helped with that?
I think it's just working on not crossing that line. Sometimes I get a lot of emotions when something goes wrong or I get hit or something like that, but just to calm down and do what's best for the team and just kind of make sure they take one and not me.
The rest of the year, what are you hoping to work on or improve with?
Yeah, just to finish. I think I've been getting a lot of chances and I've been playing a great game. Just I need to capitalize more. I think I need to finish more.
Is that just shooting, or
I think it's just overall my game, just more detailed, kind of in the D zone, neutral zone. I think I'm getting my confidence. I'm getting chances. I'm there with my teammate, my line mates, and I just need to bury more overall.
Do you feel pretty confident now that has it gotten to the point of the season where you've realized if you get the puck at your own blue line that you can take it into the offensive zone and pretty much blow by anybody?
Yeah, I think that's the thing. That's the part of my game that I need to show more, right? Like I think just that explosiveness and kind of getting feisty, driving the back post. I think at the start of the year I was kind of going around the net and making sure I was doing the right plays, but I think now I got the confidence to drive that back post.
Seems like there's a lot of guys, a lot of your teammates that speak very highly of you, obviously on the ice, but also off the ice too, just in the locker room. How much pride do you take in being someone that keep things light and make sure that everybody's in a good mood?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's huge. I think that's our life, right? Hockey, and I think we gotta have fun outside of it too. Like sometimes when you can see it in the room or whatever, when everything's down, we're playing kind of bad out there. But when everyone's happy, everyone's smiling, I think we're a great team, and we got to keep that up. So I think for me, my role, obviously outside, just make the boys smile, have fun, and we got to keep going like that.
What's been your favorite moment of the year so far?
Oof, that's a good question. I think probably me. It was our first game here with the black sweaters. I think it was insane just seeing the crowd and the fans. It was pretty packed, and I got to score my first goal there, so it was really nice with all the guys and the fans. So that was probably my best moment.
Oh, it's been awesome so far. I mean, we have such a great group, and just the development down here, I think it has been great, and I feel really comfortable with my game and with the guys, and I hope it just continues to trend in that direction.
I think the last time I was here, you were talking about working on some of your down low plays in the offensive zone, and what have you continued to work on with that?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's a focal point of my game, and just being strong in those areas and then being able to make a play out of it. I've focused with Brian Kane and Will Moran here, working with the development staff, and I feel like I've made some strides in those areas, but just to continue to do so, and definitely some other areas as well. I feel like I have a lot of intent down here and a good mindset just going into games and into practices, and just really creates a good environment for development.
What are some of those other areas you've worked on?
A lot of rush stuff, kind of trying to find ways to create more off the rush, and in the O zone, I think being more of a threat offensively, and I think I've taken steps in that area too.
Seems like Frank came up, you've taken a little bit more responsibility in terms of production and offense, and are you satisfied with the kind of steps you've taken with that?
Yeah, obviously he was a big part of our offense, so some guys have to step up, me being one of those guys, and if we're going to have success, we need to put the puck in the net. So I don't put any extra pressure on myself in that area, but definitely make the most of the opportunity and try to produce.
And defensively, what have you worked on in that regard?
I think just being sound defensively, and I think limiting their chances. I think in the D zone, just being in the right areas and how that creates offense too. The transition, our team, we take pride in our speed and using that to our advantage. Going from defense to offense quickly just creates a lot of chances for us.
Is there something you've worked on specifically to try to win the battles and then get the puck moving quickly?
Not necessarily. I think it's more of a mentality. Just play good defense leads to good offense. So I think just being hard in those areas and focusing on that. But definitely I think a majority of my focus is on the offensive side of the puck and working to create more in those situations.
I know it's been a few months since you signed that contract extension, but is it nice just to know that you have some of that longer term security to have some patience with this stuff?
Yeah, definitely. I haven't really thought about it too much, but honestly just take each day as an opportunity to get better. I think that's kind of been my mindset, and I guess that does take a little pressure off. I'm not used to the whole pro side of things, working for a contract, so I guess it does take a little bit of that pressure off, but honestly it's a day in, day out mentality of just getting better.
Bunch of divisional opponents coming up down the stretch. What's the focus on tomorrow against Milwaukee? How will we know that you guys are on your game?
Yeah, I think we just had a meeting. Just being more consistent, I think, is a big thing for us because when we're playing at the top of our game, we're a really good team, and I think we can beat anybody in this league and in our division. So I think it's just bringing that in, night in, night out, and bringing that our compete, our speed. But I think we got to get on a run here. It is the second half of the season now, and we know what we have in that locker room, and we got to use it.
Are you taking more of a leadership role as the year goes on and you get comfortable at this level?
Yeah, I think, we were talking yesterday, we have a lot of older guys, some veteran presence in the room, but, everyone has the ability to speak up. That's what we want to create here. It's a family, and just everyone has their opportunity to contribute. So I think, if I feel the need to speak up, I definitely will.